Hey kids, it's Smiley here, doing another Warrior Cap. Terps Win B1G. We are now officially a level 8 clan. It's a pretty big deal for us. We get 8 troops donated now, so you can up your friend in need achievement. So we all know how important those are. We're back in our winning ways, having beaten SpaghettiOs here, 61 to 58. Not had a couple fails that made it closer than it really looked like, but I want to go over a couple of attacks here that were particularly good. One that I'm super proud and sized about is my 3-star Laloon on number 6. I promise that my goal with these recaps is not just to show my own attacks. I do have a monstrous ego, but I will. My goal with these is to try to spread it around a little bit more. But that being said, I do want to show this attack because it was fucking awesome, and I can't believe it actually worked. But the theme for the first couple attacks here is compartmentalization. So that's your password for today. This is a base we've all seen before. All of us Town Hall 10s. We see it pretty much every war now. We saw it last war. Had a couple of 2-star Dragloons against it. Both Dang and I did. It's a pretty spread out base. It's an anti-golem base. Just give a quick kind of for you you guys who aren't Town Hall 10 and may not have seen this. The ring base here is kind of is so the golems go around it. You see these trash buildings here. The defensive pathing is going to steer the golems around here, around to the outside, while the core defenses just pick them apart. So there are some ways to attack it on land, and we've seen some creative ways to attack it from kind of an off-center jump spells here and maybe here, and that'll usually funnel it in here with another jump. But frankly, it's so spread apart that you're getting so little damage around the perimeter that it makes more sense to try to attack it through the air. The air defense is so spread apart out here that you can usually find some way to at least take care of 2 of them. So I had asked. I was a little bit concerned about the single Inferno here. Most of the 3-star attacks that I've seen on bases like this have had multi Infernos. I'm not very good at Laloon to begin with. That I wasn't particularly comfortable in attacking this base. So I asked in the Reddit Alliance clan forum, and one of the Reddit Moo guys was kind enough to point me to videos of him attacking, or one of his clanmates attacking this exact base with a Lightquake attack, and then there was, or maybe it was another Laloon. But then in the links there was a really cool attack that I wanted to try. So I did the math on it, and basically my goal here. This is a much weaker base than me, but it's still a Town Hall 10 with Infernos and crossbows. So it's still pretty tough to get a 3-star. When you look at a base like this, you're looking at your assets, your spells, your troops, and you're looking at what it's worth to in your assets to take out the things that are going to prevent you from getting the 2-star and then the 3-star. So the big, with a spread out base like this, I've been working on the Queen Walk a lot. I really wanted to get a Queen Walk here. I feel that if I can take out the Infernos on a Queen Walk, then the Queen gives me a chance to at least have the firepower necessary to get a 3-star. I may run out of time, but I won't fizzle out like a lot of other kinds of attacks. So the big obstacle here of any attack really to getting a 3-star is the back half of the base. So this over here is what you spend all your resources, your assets, getting the push to the town hall, and then you hope that anything that you have left over is enough to get the 3. So in watching what the Reddit Moo guy had done, it looked like it was a pretty big sacrifice, but I knew that for the far Inferno that at minimum it was going to cost me 2 spells. So at minimum, it's going to cost me a rage and a freeze to get from the first Inferno to the second Inferno. So I decided to up the ante a little bit, and really what I used here was 7 spells worth. So the plan here started off with me taking out this Inferno here with an Earthquake and 3 level 7 lightnings. If I had, since it's a level 2 Inferno, if I had level 2 Earthquake, 3 level 6 lightnings would have taken it out, but you know, that didn't happen. You know, I don't have Earthquake 2. So since the Inferno's here, you know, I'd love to, and I'm already committed to using that many spells to take it out. You know, I decided that it'd be great, you know, after watching the videos, to wait until the Queen does her little walk around here before I drop my spells. That way, you know, this isn't a really high level Queen, but that way I can take out the Queen and the Inferno with my 7 spell investment. So I did that. Clanmate Gat was fortunate, you know, was kind enough to lend me a scout, so I knew what was in the clan castle here. So I was able to take out the clan castle with a 1 hog lure plus the poison here. And in general, especially against Town Hall 10s, but pretty much at any level, if you can lure out the clan castle with 5 troop space, with a giant, with a hog or less, and drop a poison, that's a no-brainer to me. So the poison's not going to quite kill the dragon, so the next part of the plan, and to chunk it up into different compartments, is what else is going to prevent me from getting a 3-star here? And the answer is the air defense, because I'm coming in through the air. So this air defense here, the Archer Queen is going to do a queen walk starting outside here. There's no real place for her to go other than kind of around here, or she changed her mind and decided to go straight through. But she takes out the air defense. She finishes off the dragon. Again, the eye on the prize is this Inferno that's still up. So how am I going to take that out? I'm going to take that out with a Laloon attack, but I want to make sure that my Laloon attack actually goes straight to the core and not around. So the other primary target here is this air defense here. So again, watching how other guys have done it in similar videos, and I've been attacked this way when I used to have this base. Drop a Golem and a Golem, and the Burger King up here. The wall breakers come through, they come in here, and they take out this air defense up here, which is an important asset. But even more than that is the Burger King's going to just destroy this over here. The Archer Queen destroys this down here. And really, the only way for, you know, the only path for the loons to follow is straight from where I'm going to drop them into the core to take out everything that I want it to take out. So I'm going to drop a hound to cover this air defense here. The loon pack I want to cover from one side to the remaining defenses so that they don't path poorly. I want everything predictable. So they're all going to path into the core. They're going to take out, you know, I'm going to rage. I think I dropped it a little bit too soon. Usually you want the rage more towards the core to do, where all the defenses are, to do a ton of damage there. So I dropped a haste, rage there. I dropped my baby level 1 haste here. Everything funneled nicely over there. This air defense is still up and is going to kill anything that survives after about here. But by that time, everything that could possibly kill my queen, which is, you know, a couple of crossbows and the Inferno, are going to be down. So there's really not much else except for, you know, a couple things back here that are not going to cause much damage to the queen. So there was one other concern that I had in seeing this base the last couple wars. It's a little bit different from similar bases, is you count out the tiles here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be outside the queen's range. So in order to prevent you know, a 90%, 99% 1-star, I bring these minions here. So not only do they come up from behind and clean all the trash to prevent my queen walk, you know, going to the opposite end and then having to circle back, but they're also going to come into the middle, and if my queen and my loons and everything isn't able to take out the town hall, then my minions are going to come back and finish the job. And then here we have just fill in the space with a goblin. Goblins are great for cleanup. Gob Squad, the real MVP. You know, they come over here and they do double the damage on any kind of mine. So so that's how it kind of chunked out into compartmentalizing between the Infernos and the crossbows. So let's see how it played out. Reload the game. Sorry about that. My Raycom Bojangles quality broadcast here. Let's go back in and actually watch the attack. I'll try to click on the screen a little bit more on the next couple replays. Alright, so let's zoom back out, start watching the attack. Like we laid it out here, we're going to wait for the queen to do her little walk around so she gets closer to the Inferno. Drop the Earthquake, that does some percentage damage on the Inferno. Drop 3 Lightning, that finishes off the Inferno. Crossbow gets a little bit damaged. There are other forms of zapquake that use 5 Lightning to try to take out the Clan Castle and an Inferno and the Archer Queen, but this wasn't set up well for that. So, like I said, 1 Hog Lure, drop the poison, kills the loons, Dragon comes over, Archer Queen starts picking around the trash, send in the Burger King and the Golem from the top, a couple of wall breakers, get these easy walls here, nice purples. So King looks like he's going to go the wrong way. You know, I don't really want to have to count on the Golem finishing off that air defense. So fortunately he heads back, pop the Iron Fist, and we send in the Hound over here, followed by a big loon parade. And the reason why I wanted to have so many loons on this one is, again, it's a single Inferno. I figured, you know, once the Inferno locks on the Hound, it's going to pop pretty easily. It actually lasted a lot longer than I had expected. But then after the Hound pops, you know, the Inferno has a bunch of pups that it can choose from. It has a bunch of loons here. But while it's deciding who it wants to try to get, my loons are over in the core, just destroying everything. And fortunately, you know, it was nice of him to put 2 of his crossbows on ground only, so my loon pack just kind of hovers over them. But I think even if they had been on air, I don't think that would have really impacted that much, because the goal of the loons is to clean out, you know, the one side and then the core, and then after that, anything that they get is pretty much gravy. So they come over here, they take out an Archer Tower. As you can see, the minions and the pups are cleaning, you know, following along back the way. I drop a couple down along the edges just to make sure that I'm not going to run out of time. Queen, pretty much, there's no threat to her except for the clock. So I'm over here. I know that there's some bombs that I really don't want to pop it and waste all my archers, but at this point there's really nothing else that's going to stop me from getting the 3-star except for the clock. So pop that, bomb, no problem, and you know, like I said, I'm really excited about this. We see this base all the time, so I'm hoping that I can replicate this on tougher versions. So with the theme of compartmentalization, you know, I want to go over one attack, another attack. One of our kind of quiet warriors, Tree Stand here. He doesn't do a lot of air attacks, but he's willing to switch it up to you know, for a strategy that makes sense on this base. And I hate these troll bases. This is one of those low reward, high risk type attacks where you just feel stupid if you don't get it. But here there are 2 crossbows set to ground. He doesn't have to worry about that. Pretty low level Archer Queen. He doesn't really have to worry too much about, you know, prioritizing the Archer Queen. So really, if we're coming in on the air, which is a pretty smart move on this base, again, it goes into chunking and compartmentalization. How can I eliminate, you know, what are the threats to this base getting 3-starred? And that's these 4 air defense here. So he's going to mix it up a little bit and use different strategies to take out each of the air defenses. This one over here, he's going to drop 3 lightnings. I'm not sure if he could have taken it out with 2 lightnings and an earthquake, since it's level 6 air defense. But in any event, he takes it out with the 3 lightnings. This close one, he's gonna drop a row of dragons here, or rather, he's gonna drop the heroes first, And I think he jumped the gun a little bit, but it didn't really matter that much. Dropping the dragons before the heroes had quite taken out the air defense and this clan castle. So he has two objectives on this side, and that's to take out the air defense and the clan castle. Once he's taken out the close air defense, the furthest air defense, then he just needs to close in on the sides and make sure that everything goes into the middle. And he's going to do that with a hound and a row of loons from each side, leaving nowhere for his dragons to go except just mowing through the base. So why don't we watch Tree demolish this troll base? And he's still, after the 3 lightnings, he's still going to have a rage for the dragons to get through. Air sweepers, as you can see from the settings here, aren't really much of a threat. There we go. The Burger King takes out starting to work on the air defense. The dragons take a little bit of damage here, but it's nothing significant for a level 4 dragon. Here come the hounds on the side with some loons. He chose to target it straight at all the loons, straight at the air defense to make sure that there was no issue there. The loons do a nice job of splitting up and taking out the rest of the air defense. I think he probably could have, loons do such tremendous splash damage. I think he probably could have just put a row of loons also, but it really didn't make any difference. As you can see, only a couple dragons go into the middle, but a couple weak Tesla with the crossbows facing down ground. A couple weak Tesla aren't going to do much to those dragons. Loons just float over and just destroy everything in the middle. You got a nice split with some dragons on the outside just cleaning up, and just going to town on this base and just demolishing it. So at this point, even though it's the town hall isn't quite down yet, there's really not much going on here except for some cleanup. So let's just watch as the dragons just kind of fly over, and like clockwork. I don't think he could have landed any more perfectly than that. So one more attack for the recap. We've been talking about chunking compartmentalization. This one, there are basically just 2 compartments to the attack. So let's zoom back out on here, pause for a second. Let's switch up, do a little bit of a different color, just why not? So it's a hog attack here. This is a pretty good base to hog. There's probably going to be some giant bombs here, maybe down here, maybe over here, over here. So primary objective for any hog attack, you got to identify the double giant bombs. You need to know what you need to do to try to avoid them. So Namin is gonna take out this base. With any Town Hall 9 or above hog attack, one of the big issues is the Archer Queen. Archer Queen is deep set here, pretty decent base design. So what that's going to take is, well, first, the other threat is Clan Castle. I think he sends a hog somewhere over here. Get the lure, drop the poison. Like I said with the first attack, anytime you can get a lure with 5 troop space and a poison or less, that's a no-brainer. You have to do it. So unless there's a hound in the clan castle, but if you're reasonably certain, or you don't know, or you're reasonably certain that there's a dragon and some loons, you got to use the poison on that. So I see he brought the lure up here. So he drops that down there. Next, he's going to come in, pop open this wall here, drop a jump over here. And the jump over here is important because not only is it going to allow access to the Archer Queen, but it's going to take out this crossbow. So if there are some double giant bombs right here, assuming that his kill squad has been able to take out all of this area, then you've now eliminated 1, 2 double giant bombs. And this one, if he's sending the hogs from a wall here, the way that this one is laid out, he's going to hit them one at a time, so that's not really that big of a deal. So he really only has to worry about 1 out here, and then getting this crossbow down here. And as long as he gets this crossbow down before the hogs path in, then he's golden. As we'll see, that didn't exactly happen to plan, but let's watch what happened. So Namin sends in the hogs here at the cannon, gets a nice lure. You know, slowly killing the loons, injuring the dragon a bit. Send in the golems. Does a really good job of funneling here. What makes or breaks so many raids is whether you do a good job of funneling and clearing out all the trash buildings. If this Archer Queen and Barbarian King don't make it in there and kill the Queen, then the raid is screwed. So he also does a good job here of delaying the Burger King deployment here, letting the wizards and the golems and the Archer Queen clear out all the trash. Then the king has really nothing to do. Here, let's pause it right here. The king has nothing to do except for come in and kill the queen, and then hopefully take out this crossbow. And unfortunately for Gnaw, the crossbow didn't quite go down. I think he had good timing with his release here with the hog wall, but just got unlucky with the crossbow not going down. So he did expose himself to the double giant bombs here, and I think he just got a little bit lucky that his hogs. And one of the reasons why I like the hog wall is that by releasing the hogs in a wall, you it's a bet against hitting a double giant bomb set at and if you do it on a point release, you could get unlucky and all your hogs are killed by one giant bomb set. But because he's releasing them in a wall, they come through here on a pretty even spread. So even if he hits double giant bombs here and double giant bombs here, he's only going to lose probably about, hopefully no more than a quarter of his hogs. So let's go back and keep watching the replay. Sends in more hogs than a ADP sorority rush event. Just kidding. Drops a heal here. Part of what makes any good hog attack is leading the hogs into the heal. As you can see here, they set off the double giant bombs. Didn't really do much damage. A couple of springs go down. Skeletons and the defending Burger King do a number on one pack of hogs, but he did a good job with the heals here that they're really not much danger. For the hog attack, you're basically trying to get all the defenses with enough hogs, healthy enough that they can take care of any skeletons and the defending king. Otherwise, he'll just walk around and chop them up. So looks like they're done with their defenses. Take out the town hall. King takes a couple down, but then they turn their attention to him. Then they're just going to take out all of the trash. Gnaw does a nice job with a cleanup wizard, Archer Queen on the other side, and then it's just a victory lap. So next up we have an attempted sync against Reddit Row. Looking forward to that. We should be doing that pretty shortly today, and hopefully we get that sync and it'll make for a nice matchup and some pretty cool attacks to feature. Until next time.